Yeah, hi there. These comments are for ES. And you've just given me a lot of information here. All right, so you took a practice test, right, from a website, and you got a reading score of 11, you got a listening score of 10, you got a speaking score of 9, and a writing score of 8. So that puts you at about 38 points out of 120, and your goal is to get 80, right? So you want to go from 38 points to 80. So let's look at your email. You say, I'm asking your guidance on how I can pass the TOEFL exam as soon as possible. I watched some of your commentary videos and I took a TOEFL test by ScoreNexus. Good idea. You say, I'm studying for the TOEFL for some time from the books that I borrow from the library. However, without a teacher or anybody to guide me, I don't think it's going great. As I already spent a lot of time for studying, I need the fastest possible plan for getting, you put forget, but you want to say for getting a grade from TOEFL enough to apply for graduate school in the university. 80, right? I can spend my full-time energy for studying. Any help is greatly appreciated. All right, so what do we have here? You're looking at, I'm going to be honest with you. You want to get done quickly, but it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen in your case. Your English skills are too low. Just think of it like this. If somebody came to me and says, Michael, I want to run a marathon, 42 kilometers in under 3 hours. I ask them, what's your marathon time? They go, well, I can run a marathon right now in I can run 5.5 hours. And I ask them, well, how much time do you have to prepare to improve your marathon time? They say 2 months. I'm going to say no. In 2 months' time, there's no way you can improve your marathon time from 5.5 hours to under 3 hours. It will probably take years of practice to get to that level. So for you, because you're 38 points right now, trying to go to 80, minimum 6 months, even maybe more than 12 months of study, it's what you're going to have to do. You're in a deep hole right now. You got to get out of that hole. You got to get better. You have to improve your vocabulary. You have to speak more clearly. I can tell by the email you have a lot of grammar issues you got to work out. You got to improve your listening, speaking, your writing. All of these areas you have to get better. So you can spend your full-time energy for studying. So what I recommend is you can use my course, and let's set a time limit of, say, 6 months. And maybe every 3 months you can go back to ScoreNexus and take a practice test to measure your progress. And hopefully every 3 months your goal is to try to get anywhere from 15 to 30 points higher on your TOEFL exam. If you can do that, you're making pretty good progress, but it takes time to make a 42-point improvement. So for you, I recommend, first of all, join my course, right? Or you can go to an intensive English program and spend thousands and thousands of dollars. My course is only $45 a month right now. You get all the same instruction. You can learn all the same things. You can improve your English at a fraction of the cost of an intensive English program. You know that, and I know that. So after joining my course, here's what you want to do first. You want to complete the vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar sections first. Do that. Even if it takes 4 months, do that first. That's what you want to do first. Master. You need to know every lesson, every word, every practice exercise like you know the back of your hand. Once you've done that, then do the listening and speaking areas of my course. Now, when you're doing that, you get in the habit of note-taking. Write down in note form the main and most important support points from the reading and the listening passages, and then, of course, you can use your notes to speak and write about that information also, and that's very helpful, not just because it's integrated writing and integrated speaking practice, but it's helpful because you're using the vocabulary and the grammar that you hear and that you read. And that helps reinforce these things into your own English. So that's why I'm making those recommendations. Now, once you've done the listening and the reading sections, of course, you can complete the speaking and writing areas of my course. You can do that. Then once you've done that, that's probably several months from now. And remember, as you're doing the speaking and writing, and that's why you probably want to use an online course, is you have a teacher, you have me. I will give you feedback every time you send me a pronunciation practice test, every time you send a writing practice test, and a speaking practice test. Guess what? You'll get a score and you'll get some audio and some written feedback to help measure your progress. And because you're one of my online students, you have complete access to all 700 of all my lessons. So that's what you want to do. Now, in addition to using my course, ES, you also can definitely watch a lot of movies right now. Make sure you're reading newspapers and magazines. Keep doing what you're saying. You spend a lot of time studying. But remember, it's not just taking a lot of practice tests for you. You actually need to meaningfully and significantly improve your English abilities. As you improve your English abilities, you don't just do that through a bunch of practice tests from a TOEFL book. You do that through meaningfully improving, learning vocabulary, practicing it, listening to reading and writing passages, or listening and reading passages, and then writing and speaking about that information. If you do a lot of those things, you'll make long-term improvement with your English. All right, so those are some of my recommendations for you. So again, unfortunately, you're probably looking at 6 to 12 months of serious study every day if you want to reach your goal of 80. It will not happen quickly. It will take time for you to improve and to learn the English language. All right?